Welcome to Mahila Samaja online classes. Today we have to move with the 10th standard students biology subject. The lesson name is life process. Good morning students. In last classes we have already learnt out that the different kind of life process takes place in the living organisms. We know that the various kind of the organisms make biodiversity. The various kind of the organisms are differ one by two other. Single celled organisms, multicellular organisms like the plants and animals shows their diversity. Whether they are the single celled organisms or multicellular organisms, the different functions are to be carried out. Because they are necessary to maintain and continue their life are called life process. Once again, I will repeat this one. The different functions are to be carried out by the living organisms. These functions are necessary to maintain and continue the life are called life process. The different criteria are decided to whether the thing is alive or not. If the living organisms are alive, there should be respite, there should be growth, they need the food, the waste materials are to be eliminated, and they are able to reproduce of their own kind. All these are the criteria what we decided to the living things are alive or not. The living things are alive, for they need different functions are to be carried. The different functions carried in the living organisms to maintain and continue their life are called the life process. The different life process are nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion, including the reproduction. Students, we know that the life process are differed in single celled organism and multicellular organisms. In single celled organisms, all these life process are to be takes place by simple diffusion process. We know that the diffusion is nothing but the movement of the molecule from the region of higher concentration towards the region of lower concentration. But in multicellular organisms, the diffusion process is not sufficient to meet the functions because all the cells will not be exposed to the environment. Therefore, multicellular organisms are having specific organ system for each kind of life process. In 8th standard, we have already learnt that the nutrition and respiration in plants and animals. In this class, we have to be studied about the transportation. Transportation in plants and animals. Then what do you mean by transportation? It is also a life process. It takes place in all the living organisms. It is a life process where the substances are moved from one place to the another place within a body. The substances are maybe the nutrients, gases and other substances are required to all the organisms for their metabolic activities. At the same time, the waste materials are formed from the cells. They have to be moved to the region of excretion. Therefore, all these materials are to be moved from one place to the another place within the body is said to be transportation. Now, we have to point out that the transportation in plants, how the transportation takes place in plants. Which kind of the materials are need to be transported in plants? We know that the plants are able to prepare their own food by absorbing the sunlight. This sunlight is changed into the chemical energy. The gases, carbon dioxide is required to the plants for their photosynthesis. Oxygen gas is also required to the plants for respiration. And moreover, the minerals, the soil is the big source of the minerals. The minerals are different kinds, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium potassium minerals are found in the soil. These minerals, gases and food materials are need to be transported from one place to the another place within the plants. This is said to be the transportation in plants. How the minerals are absorbed from the plants? You know that the soil is the big source of the minerals. Plant absorb these minerals from their roots. These roots are contact with the soil. The parts of the plant which bears below the surface of the soil is called the root system. Root absorb the minerals and send them to the other parts of the plants. Okay. Even in plants also, transportive system is differ. In the plants, if the distance between the soil contacting roots and leaves is small, the raw materials and the energy can easily diffuse. No need of proper transportive system in lower plants. If the distance between the soil contacting roots and leaves is smaller, then the raw materials are moved easily from one place to the another place by a simple diffusion process. But in the plants, if the distance between the soil contacting parts, that means root, and to the leaves is longer, roots guno other parts of the plants guno distance jasti idre, diffusion process is not sufficient to provide the raw materials. Then they need a proper transportive system. Proper transportive system is needed to the higher plants because the distance between the soil contacting parts, that means roots to the other parts, is more. Then they need proper transportive system. Let me know the main components of the transportive system. Moreover, even though they need the proper system, plants need the transportive system, but it is very slow. Why it's like that? Because plants are fixed in one position, they do not move, there is no need for searching the food because they can prepare their own food. All of these factors counted that they have slow transportive system. The two main components of the transportive system are in plants are xylem tissue and phloem tissue. In 9th standard itself, you already know about the xylem tissue and the phloem tissue. They are the complex permanent tissues. The complex permanent tissue is nothing but the permanent tissue contains different kind of the cells. Then it is said to be the complex permanent tissue. The xylem and the phloem are the plant tissue. They are the complex permanent tissue. Here, the xylem conduct the water to the different parts of the plant. Therefore, the xylem is called water conductive tissue. The xylem tissue is connected from the roots to the stems and stems to the leaves. The xylem tissue interconnected all the parts of the plants to each other to form a water conductive tissue. The root cells in the plants absorb the ions, potassium ions, sodium ions, calcium ions, like this. The root cells in the plants absorb the ions from the soil, which creates concentration differences between the roots and the soil. The ions differences are in the roots and the soil. We know that the movement of the molecules from the region of higher concentration towards the region of the lower concentration, that should become equilibrized. Therefore, the water moves into the roots from the soil to eliminate this concentration differences. Then the column of the water rises upwards. Then the column of the water rises upwards. ಈಗ ಮೋಟರ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀರು ಪಂಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗೆ ಫಿಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫರ್. The movement of the molecules from the region of higher concentration towards the lower concentration increases the osmotic pressure. Then the column of the water rises upwards. Therefore, the xylem is called water conductive tissue. Why it is called water conductive tissue? Because the xylem conducts the water from the roots to the other parts of the plants. How does the xylem tissue helps to transport the water? They are interconnected from the root to the stems and leaves and other parts of the plants. They absorb the minerals in the form of dissolved water. Then the water moves into the roots from the soil to eliminate these differences. Thus, the column of water rises up. The transportation is quite different from the transpiration. This one is also, you are well known that the transpiration is nothing but in plants after the photosynthesis, the excess amount of the water is released. The loss of water in the form of the water vapor from the leaves of the plants to the atmosphere is known as transpiration. The rate of the transpiration increases. If the rate of the transpiration increases, it helps to absorb the upward movement of the water and mineral from the roots to the leaves. Transpiration, rate of transpiration increase adage transportation of water is also to be increases. And if the rate of the transpiration increases, it also helps to the temperature regulation. It also regulates the temperature in plants. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ನೀರು ಕುಡಿದಾಗ ಆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ if the rate of the transpiration increases, then it controls the temperature of the plants. It regulates the temperature in plants. If the rate of the transpiration increases, the effect of the root pressure also increases to transport the water. During the day, when the stomata are open, dear students, we know that the stomatas are the tiny pores of the leaves. Each stoma is protected by a pair of bean-shaped cells known as the guard cell that you are already learnt it in 9th standard. During the daytime, when the stomata are open, the transpiration pull becomes the major driving force in the movement of the water in the xylem. Transpiration rate ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ultimate ಆಗಿ transportation of water is also increases. This diagram shows that the loss of water from the leaves to the atmosphere. Once the rate of the transpiration increases, it helps to absorb the water from the soil through their roots. Okay, now we will move on to the one more plant tissue, that is phloem tissue. It is also a transportive tissue. It conducts the food. Usually where the food is prepared? In the leaves. The food is prepared in the leaves by the process of photosynthesis. Then after the photosynthesis, this food is need to all the other parts of the plants. The phloem tissue conducts the food from the leaves to the other parts of the plants by translocation process. Translocation is quite different to the transpiration. Transpiration is quite different to the transportation. Once again, the phloem tissue is said to be a food conductive tissue because it conducts the food from the leaves to the other parts of the plant by a process is known as translocation process. Then what do you mean by translocation? During the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is released, water is also released along with the food. The soluble products of the food is transported from the phloem to the other parts of the plant by a process is known as translocation. Okay, in 9th standard, you already know that the types of cells in phloem are phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers, sieve tubes and companion cells. Sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. The phloem fibers give the supported to the phloem tissue. Phloem parenchyma helps to store the water and store the food. Sieve tubes are the elongated like structures. One sieve tube is connected to the another sieve tube through a plate with minute pores is known as the sieve plate. The companion cells are closely associated to the sieve tubes. When the companion cells compress the sieve tubes, the food is moved from one sieve tube to the another sieve tube. In that way, the food is conducted from the phloem tissue to the other parts of the plants. The conduction of the food is both in upward and downward direction, but the conduction of water is only by upward direction. Beside the products of photosynthesis in the phloem tissue, it also transports the amino acids and other substances to the storage organs of the roots, fruits and seeds. These amino acids and other substances are to be moved through the phloem tissue. Where they are to be moved? They are moved to the storage organs of the roots. Roots ge move agutte, fruits, seeds, ella parts go move agta hogutte. This is the diagram to show the section of phloem tissue. Please observe the diagram. The sieve tubes, the one sieve tube is connected to the another sieve tube through a plate with a minute pores known as the sieve plate. On either side of the sieve tubes, closely companion cells are compressed, associated. These companion cells compress the sieve tubes. The food will be moved from one sieve to the another sieve tube. In that way, the phloem conducts the food from the leaves to the other parts of the plants. The main factors caused to increase the osmotic pressure in the plants. The main factors caused to increase the osmotic pressure in the plant are the materials like sucrose is transferred to the phloem tissue using the energy from the ATP molecules. We know that phloem tissue conducts the food from the leaves to the other parts of the plants. For that, phloem tissue also needs the energy. How the phloem tissue get the energy? The materials like the sucrose is transferred to the phloem tissue using the energy from the ATP molecules. We know that the ATP molecules are formed after the energy is released. This energy is stored in the form of the ATP molecules. ATP is nothing but adenosine triphosphate molecules. The ATP molecule is said to be a currency of energy. ನಿನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಿನ್ನ ATM ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ತಗೋಬೋದು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಫ್ಲೋಯಮ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ಗೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಫ್ಲೋಯಮ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಗೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸುಕ್ರೋಸ್. The materials like sucrose is transferred to the phloem tissue using the energy from the ATP molecules. This factor increases the osmotic pressure of the phloem tissue. Once the sucrose is transferred to the phloem tissue, then the phloem tissue gets the osmotic pressure. The factor increases the osmotic pressure of the phloem tissue. This pressure moves the materials in the phloem tissue to the other tissues which have less pressure. Once the phloem tissue gets the osmotic pressure, that pressure is helped to the phloem tissue for the movement of the materials from the phloem tissue to the other parts which have less pressure. For example, sugar is nothing but sucrose. This sugar is stored in the root or stem. Root alide, stem nalide anta tilkomana. This sugar is stored in the root or stem of the phloem tissue, would be transported to the buds. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿಚ್ ನೀಡ್ ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಟು ಗ್ರೋ. ಬಡ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಬಡ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? ದ ಸುಕ್ರೋಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫ್ಲೋಯಮ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ದಟ್ ಎನೇಬಲ್ ಟು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ದ ಬಡ್ಸ್. The plants transport the water and food from one part to the different parts of the plants.